Okay, as most of you know, I'm a tiny home enthusiast. So let's take a look at this tiny kitchen, which is not that small actually. It's a good sized kitchen for an apartment that's probably about 400 square feet or so, okay? Table, it's good size, good scale. Chairs, same. I'd probably go a little bit smaller on that table, maybe about 1.5 inches or 2 or so, okay? I love the chairs. They're sturdy chairs, good scale, nice design. Not a big fan of edges like this because grime collects here and it's hard to clean. See, because you're gonna miss that. That's extra work. It's extra work, folks. This here, it's interesting, but listen. That's a rough edge. That's a sharp edge right there. And what else is gonna happen? Grime is gonna collect in that seam right there. Okay, interesting design, I mean. But you gotta think about those things as a designer. Always think about, for me, from a designer's point of view, I always think about the least amount of maintenance and the least amount of work to keep something clean. Because you spend a lot of time cleaning if you don't pay attention. Okay, so that light, I didn't even notice that, but that's huge. That's too big for the space. That big light bulb hanging down, it's too big. It doesn't work for me. The light's good, okay, but let's reconsider that light, okay? This just shouts at me. It makes me think of, I don't know, it just shouts at me. So let's be a little bit quieter and tone it down, okay? I would probably just use a strip, okay? One strip. Thinner, okay? It's too much for me. I do like the size of this sink. However, this is tile, and this is all tile. You know how many dishes and glasses you're gonna break? You have to be very careful when you're washing dishes here. And the noise you're gonna make when you're washing stainless steel dishes, this would not work for me. It's interesting, and it'll work for a lot of people, but it wouldn't work for me. I try to be very quiet. I want my home to be quiet and peaceful. This element was one of the things that I loved the most. It's just a regular shutoff valve for plumbing, for gas fixtures and water fixtures. I don't know how expensive these are, but I'll guarantee you one thing. This is probably 1/10 the price of faucets, okay? I don't need faucets. I don't need to have that fancy chrome, that stuff. I just need something that works. And that's something that a regular homeowner, when it leaks or it breaks, you can change the valve in here, or you can just replace this, and most people can solder. You know, this is pretty easy, okay? Access to this is easy. And you know what? It's probably not made in China, so it's probably gonna last for a very long time. Okay, cleaning. When they cut this tile, they probably cut it with something other than a tile cutter. And see how rough that is? Can you see? Makes it hard to clean. Once again, you know, it's not the best craftsmanship. Keep that in mind when you hire somebody. Ask them what kind of tools they're going to be using. You know, a lot of craftsmen can do a lot with what they have. But stuff like this, you're looking at that every single day. I don't want to look at that. Can I work with that? Sure, I can work with that. But you know what? As you get older, little things like that can potentially bring you down a little bit, you know, because you just look at them and they can drive you crazy. Or you could just say, no big deal. Hey, I got water, you know, I got food, and I'm happy. The refrigerator is good size for an apartment. This is a short-term rental apartment. It could also be longer term, you know, a few months. This is more than enough. We just came back from the market, which is only a couple of blocks away, so you can get all your fruits and vegetables. And there's a coffee shop. There was like probably 3 coffee shops right down the street. So, you know, I can go with half the size of that refrigerator myself, because I'm going to have fruits and vegetables fresh almost every single day. You know, that my lifestyle will not change. That will continue. Big microwave, don't need it. Wasted investment there. I think probably the element that I like the most in here that I would like to have designed and built would be a workstation like that, an island. In this case, it's a counter and an island because it's got wheels, so you can move it if you wanted to. You could move it out onto the patio, onto the terrace if you want to, and work out there, okay? That is a good investment. Good investment. 2-burner hot plate. For here, they went with electric, probably to avoid having the gas lines, and it's easier to, work with, because then, the gas delivery, the tanks, it's a city, so it's a little bit more difficult to, have gas refill. This works fine. This is good. That would drive me nuts, especially in the morning. If I'm stirring something, the shelves work for me. I like this style. This works for me. I think in the home that I'm planning on building, I'd go more rustic, but this is not a rustic home. This is more contemporary, so this works. The sheer drapes on the window here, and the fact that they're big windows, this is really nice. This is really, really nice because you get a lot of light, okay? It's a corporation, a business right across the street. It's a telephone company there. It's a terrace right here, which is really nice. I mean, look at this. So you can prepare food. I'm not gonna open this up because the bugs will come in right now, and serve it right out onto the patio. So this right here is a really good design element. In fact, this might be the main design element that I take out of this small space here, because that really is functional to me. It serves multiple purposes. 1, light, yes. 2, view, yes. 3, you can go in and out with food or entertain, leave it open, put music on outside if you want to. I don't like a lot of loudness, so I'm fine just looking at Mother Nature. I don't need to have loud stuff. So hear the birds, hear the wind. That's more than enough for me. Hear the cows and horses out in the prairies. That's more than enough. This design element really works for me. And I like the design of these windows. I like the design of these windows, okay? This really works for me. Of course, I'd have screens on them. The light switches as you come in, very good. Just a couple of sockets, very important, okay? Socket over there. Probably socket over there also. I'd have one on this wall also, right here. So that really finishes my, my note taking on this, on the elements that I like and I appreciate, Definitely like the little toaster oven. Don't really need a big toaster oven. In the house that I'm planning on building, probably I'd have a chimney right there for firewood and maybe gas also. So it would serve as heat as the home, but you could also cook on it, because for me, it's never made any sense to use twice as much energy. If you're going to use the energy to make pancakes, then that same energy should be used to boil water and to heat the home, okay? That's something, as a designer, the way I design things is for things to have multiple uses, okay? And not to waste energy. Resources are limited, so I always try to keep that in mind. And I like to share that with people too. Okay, another thing I like to look at too are sharp corners. For some reason or another, I'm not a big fan of sharp corners. This being a sharp corner right here, as you walk in, I could just see myself hitting my hip right there in the middle of the night. It's gonna happen. It's just gonna happen, Two people are walking in here and you want to be nice and you kind of move to the side a little bit, you're gonna hit your hip there, okay? So I try to avoid rough corners. I'm probably gonna most likely go with a hard wood, maybe mesquite countertops. I like wood. Wood is a lot quieter. It has a more peaceful tone to me. A lot of hard surfaces are very loud to me. It's excessive. Remember, a lot of the walls are concrete, or the majority of the walls are concrete, okay? Floors are usually tile. So in the home that I'm considering or designing in my mind, and I've been designing also on paper and on design software, is what I'm gonna do is have brick, red brick, clay brick. Okay, yes, it is a hard surface, but it has a warmer tone to me. Okay, and then also I'm thinking of polished cement instead of tile. Once again, a clean surface, no grout lines, easier to clean, sweep. Wood countertops, steel roof, wood beams. What else? What else? If I can get some adobe, I'd like a couple of walls made of adobe also. Those are very thermal, so cool in the summer and warmer in the winter. You know, there's so many elements, folks. So many elements that that I want to have and I want to avoid also, because in my mind, this is going to be the first home that I designed myself and I'm going to have built. And so I want it to be really special, and I really want it to be homey feeling. And I want to be surrounded by the things that make me feel calm and peaceful and relaxed and quiet. As I get older, I really, really appreciate quiet. And I make these videos and I'm talking really loud sometimes. I'm talking really, really loud. It's because I'm excited. But my home, I would really like the home to have a sense of an indoor volume, you know, like when people talk really loud, like I was a moment ago, and you say indoor voice, indoor voice. I want the home to have its own indoor voice. There is a commercial I remember as a kid, and it said, if you want to capture somebody's attention, whisper. And that's what I want. I want my home to whisper.